The challenge for Walton is to maintain his lead as the race enters the penultimate lap. Would a time of 50 seconds be enough for him to hold off the chasing groups? The task of the pack was to act as a cohesive unit and reel in the race leader. Closing stages of lap 3 into the fourth and final lap, and Walton really getting the support of the crowd, and you can't blame them. He's gone all alone and looks as strong at the end, or towards the end of this bike section, as he did at the beginning. This really is very brave performance indeed. The chase pack have nothing to answer with. He has steadily or consistently maintained his advantage and looks to go into the transition alone once again, Steve.
He really does. He's going to be delighted with this, but it's just how he's going to react to going in by himself. There's two elements. There's the fear of being chased down, and there's the euphoria of being so far in front with just 10 kilometres of running to go.
Well, Olivier Marceau of France, a little bored with sitting in the pack, feeling that they're not working hard enough, has tried to make a breakaway. We estimate that he's around about 35, possibly 40 seconds behind Walton, but Walton really is now settling into an emphatic lead in this cycle section. The question is, has he burnt up too much of the reserve tanks going into the 10-kilometre run? He rounds the tight bend once again and starts another speedy descent. Still looking powerful in the saddle. There on the left of your screens, you see the Frenchman looking to close the gap on Walton, possibly now down to 20 seconds. University Hill on the way down. This is Marceau, the Frenchman, 43, has done well to try and get away. Now there's another small breakaway. This is Switzerland's Jean-Sébastien Lube and Wes Hobson of the US, lying in third and fourth place. Back to Walton, still in the lead, possibly getting information that the chase pack has split and they're starting to get towards or get closer to the leader. Greg Walton still maintained his impressive lead. Jean-Sébastien Lube and Wes Hobson of the United States of America, joined by a further 4 athletes into transition, would only close the gap on Walton to 30 seconds coming in to the last changeover. The main chase group fell further behind coming into transition, 1 minute 15 seconds off the pace. Craig Walton, the man that has taken it from start to finish but has 10 kilometres still to go, still holds on to top position, and once again now must be really brimming with confidence. The crowd now starting to cheer his every move, realising that potentially this will be a very special victory if Walton can take it from lead of start right through till the lead of the finish. Very quick transition, Steve. He really is psyched for it. There is no question he believes he can do it.
He does believe he can do it, and the advantage that he's had on that cycle section is that he's maintained a constant speed, and the chasers have been going up and down, and maybe using a little bit too much energy.
Clearly looking round to see if he can see the opposition. They've not arrived in the transition just yet. This is what lays ahead for Craig Walton. 4 undulating laps based around the heart of Corner Brook. 10 kilometres to bring his day's work to a close. Striding out all alone once again. Now, Steve, we know his swim ability is possibly far superior to that of the rest of the field. What about his 10-kilometre skills as we witness the main threats to his run section now clearing transition?
We saw his run skills in Sydney. Once again, we said he came off the bike with Sanson, and it was only Greg Welch with an absolutely superb performance on that day who was able to go past him, and then by 1/10 of a second.
Craig Walton, the quickest after bike and swim. Ryan Bolton of the US and Wes Hobson of the US lying second and third. Marceau and Lube, 4th and 5th for France and Switzerland. Well, McCormack and Janson around about 1 minute 10 seconds behind Craig Walton. But he really is starting to look very promising indeed now. Craig Walton still not faltering in this last 10-kilometre run. Striding out. Well, Walton, now 23 years of age, born in Tasmania, but now residing in Mermaid Beach, Queensland. Comes from a strong swim and bike background. He's also in a very good position to see the opposition running the other way, so he can really time how much his advantage is. There you see Stefan Poulat going across. Also, 1 or 2 of the Spanish and German triathletes. Second position for Ryan Bolton of the United States of America. Now, Ryan has done very well to move up into runner-up spot. Saw him make his mark in Gamagori, where he finished in 6th position. Just behind him is number 61, Riccatello, also having a very quick transition, and Wes Hobson. So the USA, 2nd, 3rd and 4th at the moment. There is no question Greg Walton has it. There we see Chris McCormack 5th, just behind him Marceau. Luber of Switzerland is number 79. Berlier is 17 for France. Also France 16 is Poulat. Rahula is there. And we see Greg Bennett. So all of the big guns tucked in behind, but none of them able to make a mark on Walton. Defending Tour champion Chris McCormack stamped his authority on the race, moving from 8th position after the bike to 3rd place. The American newcomer Ryan Bolton held on to 2nd spot. But the Aussie Craig Walton still maintained his impressive form and those vital seconds at the front of the field. Ryan Bolton for the United States of America continues to try and whittle down the seconds up against Craig Walton, who still leads. But Bolton really is having a very impressive performance indeed. Chris McCormack has gone into 3rd position. Just behind him in 4th looks to be 16. That's Stefan Poulat. But Craig Walton all alone, really continuing to drive himself along. Steve, he's settled into a really nice, fluid running rhythm here.
Well, Walton just looks so smooth. He's in control completely. And a comparison, it has to be said, for Chris McCormack. He seems to have lost his cohesion. He didn't even manage to pick up the needed water there, and he just looks so tired. The other guys are going past him very, very quickly. He looks extraordinarily fatigued there.
Well, now moving up into 3rd position is Stefan Poulat, Jan Rahula, and also Sebastian Berlier as McCormack's race is over. The World Cup defending champion has no more to give in his challenge to this man. Craig Walton continues to stride out. He looks as fresh in the middle part of this race as he did at the beginning. A former World Junior silver medalist back in '95, looking for his first World Cup victory, and it could be here in Corner Brook, Newfoundland. Stefan Poulat now looks to draw clear ahead of Jan Rahula and Sebastian Berlier, looking to possibly track down the American Bolton, who lies into 2nd position. There's a small incline here, and he's still on the toes, still bouncing. As the race entered the final lap, American Bolton tired and dropped off the pace. The battle for the podium places heated up. Poulat moved into 2nd, but was then ousted by the Czech Jan Rahula. Craig Walton, against all the odds, managed to maintain his lead almost from start to finish. Craig Walton, in what must be described as the most emphatic victory of the World Cup season so far this year, has every right to be as delighted as he clearly shows. Walton takes round 5. Jan Rahula, in a battle of the fittest, takes the runner-up position. And Stefan Poulat, a personal best for him this season, takes 3rd. But there is no question, an outstanding victory for Craig Walton.
I found it really hard towards the start because, you know, I just sort of heated up in the wetsuit and I thought I was going to have a really bad day. You know, I got on the bike and my main aim was to break away, you know, and that's my usual tactics, everybody knows that. And I didn't quite know whether I was going to stay away because I wasn't really making a lot of ground. I got to about a minute 15, I think, and wasn't making a lot of ground, but, you know, I just got off the bike and onto the run and I just felt great, you know, so it's just a perfect day, you know, no complaints, and yeah, I mean, the course really suited me. I was just stoked with it. It was great.
Craig Walton sends a chilling message to the rest of the world with the World Championships just a few weeks away. Also good results for Rahula and Poulat of the Czech Republic and France. Ryan Bolton continues to improve in 4th position. Barbonet in 7th, the best of the Spanish. A lot of French in the top 10, also 2 Americans for the first time, with Wes Hobson in 10th spot. The ITU World Rankings for the men after 5 competitions still has Hamish Carter heading the pile. Greg Bennett goes 2nd, Garg 3rd. McCormack, defending champion, is in 4th. Emma Carney still heads the women's standings. Mouton is 2nd, Michaeli Jones now 3rd, Gallagher 4th, Molnar 5th. The World Cup Tour moves on to Hungary. Craig Walton and Michaeli Jones will definitely be pre-race favourites there. The event after that, the '98 World Championships. For more information on the ITU World Cup Tour, visit our website, www.triathlon.org.